Speaking of WAGS, in my capacity as a Heat magazine editor in my spare time, I did think I'd throw in a couple of bits of gossip, teasing gossip surrounding the WAG phenomena for our listeners to perhaps speculate upon and come up with ideas as to who it was a reference to. Two great stories, of course, coming out of the great WAG World Cup last time round. Which England player, after being issued with his official World Cup kit, which involves the tracksuit with your name embroidered on it and your England caps and your England blazer that you have to wear to all official events. It was brought to his hotel room in Baden-Baden. It was left on his bed. He was busy having a shower when his father, because of course in Baden-Baden the big mistake Sven made was let all the families as well as the WAGs come. Now, some of the families of the players in that squad were not the most... They're not the kind of neighbours you might have liked. You know, they were rough. Few families who were rough around the edges. Kind of Jeremy Kyle candidates, some of these families. The dad turns up in the room. The son, his international footballer son, is in the shower. Says, "Make yourself at home, Dad." When he comes out of the shower, the dad's gone, so's his official England kit.
Wow. He's
a bit worried because he's got to go to training and he's expected to turn up at training in his England kit. When he turns up, he's just wearing his normal civilian tracksuit. He's wearing just a couple of kind of generic tracksuit bottoms and t-shirt. So Sven or Tord Grip or whatever have gone to him, "Listen, where's your gear? You've got to turn up in the proper gear, mate." He says, "Sorry, my dad's taken it." They're out on the streets of Baden-Baden that evening, and there's a couple of scallies walking down the street bragging about the fact that this player's dad came out and flogged it to him for 20 quid. So the dad was stealing off his own son and selling the merchandise. But which dad and which player was it?
How many Liverpool players were at the last World Cup?
Oh, what a cruel and unnecessary stereotype. Okay, I'll give you one more. And this is the worst one. This is the worst one. This is awful. I can hardly bring myself to say it, but I'm going to. There are two families in particular who are still involved in the England squad. One, most people would say, are, regardless of football, pretty much the worst family in the south of England. The other one, inside any industry, whether it was football or anything else, are pretty much the worst family in the north of England. When they came together in Baden-Baden in 2006, it was Moida. This is how it culminated. One international footballer's mother disappeared. No one knew where she was. Everyone was so drunk they all got lost. Another international player's brother disappeared. Maybe he's gone to bed. He'd had a few drinks. Few of them, the WAGs, few players standing around the lobby. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. Sven and Tord have long since gone to bed. They literally couldn't care less what the players got up to on a match night. The lift doors open. The brother's having it off with the mother in the lift.
In the lift?
Yeah. That has hung over that England squad ever since.
Are both players still involved?
They're both still involved.
I know. Well,
so one of those players' brothers has unfortunately done the sex publicly in the lift to one of the other players' mothers. When they meet up for training now, it's a bit awkward. So sometimes when I see those players not really... They talk about us not passing to each other and not having that poetry and that kind of coordination on the field.
Write them down.
That the... Well, I tell you what, you write the players down and I will either nod or shake my head. What's the email address for, World Cup? At playbackmedia.co.uk if you would like to get in touch and speculate. I won't be around taking the emails to tell you whether you're right or wrong.
Family one.
Okay, Teo has held up a name. It's an obvious guess, but it's the wrong guess.
I'm going to phone Jeremy Kyle himself. He'll tell me. They'll have been on.
Anyway, there's a couple of little things to tease you with. A little bit of World Cup sorted. I kind of feel that my role here is to drag the tone of the show down into the sordid gutter.